Hello, we are here for one more lesson of this CAD training course, and the topic for today will be the detailing elements. So we have a lot of different topics to see, so we will check and test some of these possibilities about this topic. Uh, Not fully deep because it will be very exhaustive and a very long video, so let us keep this with the main topics. The first one I'd like to talk about it is the edges and the fills. And as you probably know, these kind of elements are created with the purpose of making several manipulations. The main ones are as contours for hidden line removal in 2D, as profiles, and also as base data for creating 3D models. So there are several possibilities. I think the the main one it is, for example, if we create a couple of geometry, very simple one, just going to the edge, and as any other command uh, in Tflex, we can have the parameters and we can configure what we want. So in this particular case, the filling method, the angles, the pattern. So we have a lot of different things. These are it's very easy stuff, so it's not very difficult to use. I will make a couple of patterns, and the idea it is we can uh, do something like this, and if we want to add inside pattern, we can work around also. So because this is parametric, so we can make this kind of changes, and this is the basic idea to work with the edges. For sure, we can configure this kind of pattern and the looks being an automatic search contour or manual, many different ways. Another basic idea of Tflex it is when we talk about the addition of the element. So just click on the element and we can change it, for example, in what we want, and the pattern in this particular case will change. Okay, so to make additions, just click on the element and it will change. This is one of the things I would like to talk about in this lesson. Another one, and very important, it's about dimensions. And dimensions, I usually use them very easy. Let us create a couple of things around here. So let me create a couple of elements. Okay. If we go to dimension, we have a lot of possibilities around here, but usually the automatic mode does a lot of things to us. So when we select one element, for example, in this particular case, two lines, or doing the angular like this, it will make almost everything automatic. So we can change this, for example, just choosing points. So this will cover a lot of possibilities. We have a couple of different settings, like from one baseline, so this kind of stuff. Okay, so very easy also. But the important idea in the dimensions, it is that we can make almost everything just clicking on the entities and without losing too much time choosing different kinds of dimensions, doing configurations. About the dimensions itself, there are a lot of possibilities and configurations also. So we can choose this kind of stuff and putting more information on the dimension itself. So we can add this kind of information below, before, after. The look of the arrows can change. Have information below. We have many possibilities, and also editing the dimension after it is done. So very easy and very powerful to use. Then we have another element about these detailing elements, which is the text. The text is also very easy to work with, and we can do it in many different ways. So the basic one, it is just click in some place and we will be writing. Okay. The addition, it's also easy, because just click on the element and you can edit what the element does. We can create, instead of a single, what we can call a single text line, we can call a paragraph. So open it and then you can write down something. Basically it is the same, but in these particular options we have dictionaries, we have different symbols also that we can insert. Let me just, no. We can create tables also and say, okay, I have this kind of information, and just insert it and put the information you want on the table. So very easy also. And the text, it is something that it can be edited, and we can look for some particular letter, word, expression, like in a word processor, for everything that you have in your drawing. We have also another kind of element that we called as leader nodes. And basically a leader node is here, and not very complex also to work with, even that it has a lot of different types of configurations for the arrows, for the symbols, for the sizes, but basically we can point to some place and then we can insert more of these splits or not, and you can write above, under, select this kind of symbology. So very easy stuff also. So, but it's nothing more, nothing less than something that is pointing to a place to give some special information. And the proper definition for this kind of element is it is used for decoration in several types of elements. So you can see that basically it's composed by two parts: the witness line, what we can call the arrow, and the jog, which is the rest of the element. Okay, so very easy, and I think you can agree, very useful also for composing our drawing. Another type of element, it is the geometric dimensioning and tolerancing. This topic in particular, so if we go here, we can put this somewhere, okay? And we have a lot of, also like the leaders, a lot of symbology that we can insert. So we can do a lot of things. And this particular case, it has a lot of complexity to understand and to take advantage of all the possibilities that this kind of command does. In terms of applying it to the drawing, it's quite easy, because it's just pointing to a place or to an entity, choosing this kind of reference entity, the symbology, the values for what we are doing, the tolerancing or the dimensioning, and it is done. So it's not complex. It's more difficult, I would say, understanding and taking advantage of this. It can be displayed with or without these leader lines. Okay, it's a question of configuration. Again, it is something that if you click twice on top of it, it will open and the configuration, and it will allow you to say what you want or not. So not very complex to use. Another one called the roughness symbology. It's basically the same, so pointing to one entity and it will slide on the entity. We have a lot of configuration regarding symbology and what we want to use. The roughness, if you want this in more easy English, it has to do with the surface finish of the parts. So basically just give all this symbology and it will be quite easy also to work with. It's another kind of entity that basically points out to an entity, and the rest it is configuration. One other type of entity we have, it's the axis. And the axis, it is something that we have in here. So we can draw some axes. For example, in this particular case, I need to make a graphic line. So axis, I can choose one circle and create two axes. Let me do something outside of this, more clean. Okay, and a small circle in here, a graphic line. Okay, now axis, and choosing, in this particular case, the horizontal and the vertical lines. And as you can see, you have the axis done. Okay, there are other possibilities to make these axes. So you see all these possibilities. These are very easy symbology, so it's not very complex to use. We can work also regarding. Let us make a couple of graphic lines. We can use these, for example, in this particular case, this one and this one, and as you can see, we have one X regarding two parallel lines, which is another use we can do of this command. So, but basically, I think it's very easy also to understand the purpose and how to work with these guys. Finally, I would like to show you. Let me clear this. I have in my 3D model, I've created a very simple model. Basically, it is a cube with some holes. And the purpose of this is to create some projections. The topic of the projections will be seen later. But the idea, it is to create some projections that are here. And to show you the last of these elements I want to talk about, that it is called the section views. And the section views, I can create several different things. I can come to this element here, And if you see, all of these elements we've been seeing are under this group called appearance. That's why they are detailing elements. So section I can create a section, for example, halfway through section. I can invert the direction or not, so, and just do the OK. And now under 2D projection, I can go in here, say section view, choosing my element, saying this is the section to define the projection. Okay, is this guy here, and put it down, confirm, and it is done. Okay, very easy also to understand. We have other possibilities. This is the easiest one, but we can do something a little different. Creating the section, instead of a straight one, I can select one multi-point section. Let us try to do something. So, okay, starting in this, just clicking points. Okay, and now, okay, done. Okay, now if I try to make the same thing, so to the projection, open it, choosing the section view, and this time choosing not this one here. Let's put a little down, and as you can see, it will respect the full length or the change of cut plans or section plans, and it will display it around here. It is possible also to create, in this particular example, it's not it's not suitable for this particular case, but we can create a round path and create a round or circular section view. So it is also possible to do that kind of cut of section. So these are the different things I had to show you in this lesson. I know we did not see any big details about the options of these commands. It will become a very long command, so if you want to see more details, contact us or see our course, because in there you can find all the details and all the techniques that were not shown in this particular video.